$2.9 million World Bank Government of Grenada funded project was completed 1 month ahead of the scheduled 9 months. Senior engineer in the Ministry of Works, John St. Louis, says there were some minor setbacks that delayed completion of the project. He outlined some of the work done in the area.
Not all the time our work is done that it's complete in 100%. So we did take notes of bits and pieces still to be carried out, and we will be following up with another visit sometime April 26. And then thereon, if we are satisfied, then we will give the contractor, we call a certificate of practical completion, and thereafter 1 year, a guarantee period. We'll look through that. If there is any other further defects, he's going to again make good those defects, and then after that he will hand over the site officially to the government, and thereafter any maintenance and so forth will be handled by the ministry.
He says although the work is completed, there is a stipulated period in which any arising issues would have to be addressed by the contractor.
You would have seen now that there is a vast change in terms of the slope. All of the loose overburden material have been taken out, and then it is properly covered with what they call a drapery mesh. To the top, it is anchored about 8 feet deep down with high tensile steel, and wrapped around probably with the high tension cables with the drapery mesh, cascading all down to the foot of the tunnel, or to the foot, almost to the foot of the roadway. And what is happening there is that that mesh will hold all of the particles, of any, after we say weathering, and that will cascade down to the base of that drapery mesh. There is an anchor bolt all the way through. During the maintenance period, what will happen is that they're going to loosen this bolt and clean out whatever sediment, debris, whatever stuff there, and then get it back in place. So there won't be any fear of the motoring public that rocks falling on the head or falling on vehicles and so forth.
St. Louis noted the presence of some defects that the ministry wants addressed, but highlights some added features at the tunnel.
In terms of, there was some other added feature that was not really part of the project. As you would see, the tunnel, as you'd say, it was constructed in 1894. And I think very minimal work was done afterwards. So there was some little cosmetic, some pointing of the face of the tunnel at the exit end. That's on the Esplanade Mall. You will see that it has a nice face look. In fact, there was some increased rendering of concrete and so forth on the surface. There were 1 or 2 trees that was, gotten rid of, and then there is one still that will be under the Ministry of Works to basically poison the thing or put chemicals so that the root system would not affect and cause any rupturing of the concrete elements there. The road is open. In fact, we use the opportunity to do some little surface treatment in terms of internal the tunnel. You realize now that you can drive without meeting any potholes. At the entrance part, this was done by the Ministry of Works. You would have seen there was a crossbar to limit, saying 7 feet maximum, and we have transformed that into a new structure with proper high tensile steel painted properly, and a nice board saying Sendall Tunnel with a time switch. So whereas internally in the internal section of the tunnel, the light is continuous, because if it goes up, then it will be very dark. But in that case, we want to conserve some energy, so the light will only comes on only when it is dark.
Having been closed for the last 8 months, the Sendall Tunnel was reopened to vehicular traffic on Tuesday. Reporting for MTV News, I am Miguel Payne.